With thousands of games out there, how do we even begin to sort them? By genre, obviously. But what actually makes a roguelike different from a roguelite? Why is action adventure its own thing? And can a game be a horror puzzle farming sim? Today we're breaking down every major video game genre, what makes them tick, and the examples that define them. If you've ever been paralyzed choosing a game, this is your ultimate map. A genre is basically a category based on gameplay mechanics, not just setting or story. A first-person perspective doesn't automatically mean a shooter. It could be a puzzle game like Portal or a horror experience like Amnesia. But over decades, certain patterns emerged and we grouped games by what you do, not just what they look like. And honestly, games love mixing these recipes, which is why explaining every type means covering pure classics and the delicious hybrids. Action games are all about hand-eye coordination and real-time challenges. The granddaddy is the platformer, where jumping and navigating terrain is everything. Think Super Mario, Celeste. Then you have shooters, split into first-person like Doom or Call of Duty, and third-person like Gears of War. Fighting games like Street Fighter and Super Smash Bros. Are one-on-one brawlers with precise move inputs. And beat-em-ups and hack-and-slash games, Streets of Rage, Devil May Cry, let you mow down waves of enemies with style. Pure adrenaline. This next one is the biggest blockbuster genre right now. Action-adventure blends reflex-based combat with exploration, puzzle solving, and a strong narrative. The Legend of Zelda is the blueprint. Modern examples like God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn load you with gear and skill trees, but they're not full RPGs. A sneaky sub-branch here is stealth, Metal Gear Solid, Hitman, where avoiding detection is the core loop. And a very special cousin survival horror, like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, takes action-adventure, limits your resources, and drowns you in dread. Pure adventure games dial combat down to almost zero. It's about narrative, characters, and puzzle solving. The classic point-and-click adventures, think Monkey Island, had you combining items and talking your way through problems. Today we have narrative-driven titles like Life is Strange or Telltale games, where your choices shape the story. And walking simulators like Firewatch and What Remains of Edith Finch take you on a first-person story ride where the only real mechanic is moving forward and discovering. If you're here for the feels, this is your home. RPGs are defined by character progression, levels, stats, inventories, and usually heavy story elements. But they've spawned so many subgenres. Japanese RPGs or JRPGs, like Final Fantasy or Persona, often give you a party of characters with fixed roles and epic linear narratives. Western RPGs, like The Witcher 3 or Skyrim, emphasize open-world freedom and player choice. Action RPGs such as Diablo or Dark Souls replace turn-based menus with real-time combat while keeping loot and leveling. MMORPGs like World of Warcraft throw thousands of players into the same persistent world. And then there's the tactical RPG, Fire Emblem or XCOM, where positioning on a grid is life or death. A modern breakout is the roguelike and roguelite family, where permadeath and procedurally generated runs, think Hades or The Binding of Isaac, make every playthrough fresh. Simulation games aim to replicate real or fictional activities. Life sims like The Sims let you control virtual people. Vehicle sims like Flight Simulator or Gran Turismo chase realism. Management sims, Cities Skylines or Planet Coaster, test your logistical brain. But the genre got cozy with farming sims like Stardew Valley, blending social, resource, and routine management. And a beloved branch is immersive sims, games like Deus Ex or Dishonored, where systems interact so deeply that you solve problems your way. Rare to define, magical to play. Strategy games prioritize planning and decision-making. The holy split is real-time strategy, or RTS, like Age of Empires or StarCraft, where you gather resources, build armies, and fight all at once. Turn-based strategy, like Civilization, lets you take your sweet time. Then you have the massively popular MOBA, Multiplayer Online Battle Arena, League of Legends, and Dota 2, where two teams of heroes try to destroy the other's base. And tower defense, where you build mazes of death. Strategically, of course. Sports games simulate real-world athletics, from FIFA to NBA 2K. Racing splits into sim racers like Gran Turismo and arcade racers like Need for Speed and the chaos of Mario Kart. It's a straightforward genre, but one with some of the most passionate communities out there. Puzzle games, test logic, pattern recognition, and problem solving. Tetris is the purest example. Portal made physics-based puzzles mainstream, and modern indies like Baba Is you literally let you rewrite the rules. Many genres borrow puzzle elements, but a pure puzzle game rarely asks for a trigger finger. Horror isn't always a pure mechanical genre, but the intent to terrify creates distinct subcategories. Survival horror gives you limited ammo and saves, making you vulnerable. Think Silent Hill or classic Resident Evil. Psychological horror messes with your mind and story, like Silent Hill 2 or Soma. Action horror puts bigger guns in your hands, like Resident Evil 4. And stealth horror strips away even that, forcing you to hide, like Outlast or Amnesia. It's one of the most flexible, powerful genres. Some games almost refuse easy categorization. Sandbox games like Minecraft or Gary's Mod give you tools and say, make your own fun. Rhythm games like Friday Night Funkin' or Beat Saber rely on musical timing. Party games like Mario Party or Jackbox are social first. And visual novels, Doki Doki Literature Club, Phoenix Wright, are essentially interactive stories with minimal gameplay outside of choices. These genres often overlap, and honestly, genre isn't a prison. If your favorite game feels like a mix, that's because it is. Today, action RPG and survival sandbox are household terms. We use genre tags on store pages not to limit ourselves, but to find the mechanics we love. You might hate pure horror, but love action horror with a shotgun. Understanding these categories helps you discover your next obsession. So next time someone asks you what genre a game is, you can say more than just, it's like Dark Souls meets Stardew. Though honestly, that's a pretty good start. That was every major video game genre explained. What's your personal favorite genre and which one surprised you by how it's defined? Let me know in the comments. I read them all. If you want the full deep dive into survival horror, every type of jump scare, and the psychology behind why we love being scared, check out my Horror Explainer playlist. Subscribe for more deep dives into the mechanics that make games unforgettable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.